That was all from person number 1. Let's give it person number 2. Person 2 is a fellow gamer who plays games like CSGO and wants to up his game, but his computer is slowing him down. He wants to upgrade his 4-year-old computer. He has 3 questions from us that I will gladly answer. The first question is, I know I need a few new components. What new stuff is available? Every year, engineers across the biggest tech companies redesign and improve their components for gamers like you and me to buy and one-up our game. Let me take you through some improvements in these products. Processors are constantly being improved for speed, word size, and cache. Speed is improved by the clock speed. The clock is wavelengths and timings on which the calculation is done. The edges of the wave is where efficiency is dependent, as it makes a timing. As billions of calculations are needed to be done, it is hard to improve timings. But improvements doesn't only mean speed. Word size increases how much data goes through the processor. If the amount of information going through the processor is larger and more of it is going through, the faster the processor will work and send data over. It used to be 4-bit, but now it's 8 to 16, 32 to 64-bit. Cache is a small storage inside the processor. It shortens the distance from the processor to the storage. Even though the cache is fast, it is only a few megabytes big because it is expensive. You can and should use the primary storage, which is the RAM, because it is cheaper and is in the gigabytes, but it's a little slower than cache and takes space on the motherboard. Turbo Boost increases clock speed on demand. It increases speed by 133 MHz in intervals. Motherboards have been constantly researched to be more compact, but have the necessary components in order to compete in the market. Newer motherboards have better PCI slots to have newer, more compatible RAMs, and have more PCIe slots for graphics card, making it more powerful. Graphics card's resolution and refresh rate are improved, allowing the processor to concentrate on the program and disperse the work to different components. This allows the processor to be less stressed. The graphics on games in newer GPUs are absolutely beautiful and realistic. The hardware itself looks visually pleasing with elegant design, of course varying on each model. RAM storage space has also increased and improved. Good RAMs have 64 gigabytes of space. They also look good with lights and design. Hard drives are increasing in storage space as well. It can get to at least 1 terabyte. Another improvement is the steady use of SSDs and hybrid drives. It acts like a hard drive but uses flash storage like a flash drive, making it faster and lighter, but is very costly. LCD monitors are being replaced by LED and OLED monitors. There are two huge benefits to LED monitors. As monitors are measured by size, resolution, refresh rate, and response time, the LED is clearly superior. Let me show you the specs and the monitors. This is the HP UltraSlim LCD/IPS monitor. This is the Asus G-Sync LED monitor, and this is the Alien 25 OLED monitor. These are the specs of all the monitors here. Gaming mouses have drastically changed as well. The design, ergonomics, buttons, and speed are the main contributing factors. The designs have LEDs and nice colors. Ergonomics are improved by using rubber and shaping the mouse to naturally fit the hand. There are more buttons to bind to, so it's easier playing. The speed is dependent on Mickeys. A Mickey is a unit of measurement for the speed and movement direction of a computer mouse. The speed of the mouse is the ratio between how many pixels the cursor moves on the screen and how many centimeters you move the mouse on the mousepad. The second question is, what components will give me the biggest improvement in speed? The three most important upgrades you need are a processor, RAM, and GPU upgrade because they grant fast responses mid-game and improve game design quality dynamically. A processor like the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X is good because it has 8 cores, 4.4 GHz clock speed, 32 megabytes of cache, and 65 watts of TDP, long thermal design power. TDP means how much heat is produced, so this processor is doing much better than the other competitors. It is $430 but can depend on the retailer. A RAM like the HyperX Predator DDR4 16GB is $290 and has a hand-tuned profile in your BIOS to get the benefits of overclocking without having to manually adjust the memory timings yourself. It has a 16 gig space and looks really cool. A graphics card like the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti is amazing. NVIDIA is known for attaining amazing lighting effects, which will truly improve your experience, even if you play CSGO. It's $280 but can depend on the retailer. Question 3 is, I've never upgraded a computer. I try to keep my drivers up to date, but if I install new hardware, how do I install new drivers? Installing drivers are very simple if you find drivers specific for the hardware, so don't get intimidated. Search for NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti driver. Click on the link. Scroll down and go to GeForce Experience and click on Learn More. Then click on Download Now and it will download and will make your graphics card accessible to your computer. Thank you so much, Person 2, for your questions. Now, let's get to Person 3, our last client of the video. Person 3 has questions different from our other two people. This is more about software, specifically about the operating system and the BIOS. They also have 3 questions. The first question is, I've heard about how good the new operating system is, but I don't know much about computers. I just use them. What's an operating system? What do they do? Why would I want a new one? An operating system is a software that allows the user to interface with the computer. In simpler terms, it lets you use the resources it provides by using your inputware, and you will receive information through the outputware. You would only need a new one if the company stops updating the operating system. For example, Microsoft doesn't update Windows Vista from the 2000s because it is obsolete and is only compatible with older computers. It is important to have updates on your OS so the company can fix any bugs or issues, because the OS is a huge software with multiple programs and will have a few issues. Updates also improve the user friendliness for an easier and smoother experience. Some tasks you can perform on the operating system is one you have already done, sending me your questions through your email. Just how you loaded up your search engine, Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, etc. through the desktop. The BIOS, Basic Input-Output System, is another software that boots up before the operating system. Boot sequence is the order in which a computer searches for non-volatile data storage devices containing program code to load the operating system. It makes sure that the hardware is connected and verifies the start of the OS post, or power on self-test. Once the OS boots up, it takes over and the BIOS stops running, successfully doing its job. You can access the BIOS even after the OS takes over. Some tasks that can be done are overclocking, change the boot order, system diagnostics, like hard drive check, memory test, etc. The UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, is a newer version of the BIOS. Its main features are its user-friendliness and graphics. It looks graphically more understandable and usable. It also allows you to do tasks the BIOS can do. Some computers have a UEFI but act more like a BIOS. They have no difference but their layout. The third question is, in fact, what's the difference between the BIOS and the operating system? Why do I need both? Well, the difference between the BIOS and the operating system is when it boots up and what it manages. The BIOS is the first piece of software that boots up when you turn on the computer, making sure all hardware and memory are stable. If it can verify the stability of the computer, it allows the OS to boot up. The OS can then allow you to manage your data like apps, files, photos, videos, audio, etc. BIOS and OS work in harmony to provide the ultimate user-friendly experience under their capabilities. Without the BIOS, the computer won't be connected and won't know if its components are safe. And without the operating system, you can't use and interact with the computer for its intended purpose. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I hope you took something from today, and I hope you will continue this journey of the computer world. Stay safe, tech on, and I'll see you guys later.